aka Padders. Take two. The first one of these was 15, 16 minutes. But we're talking about Ed Piscor still, and we're getting right to it. Peter A. DeLuca here, aka Pad69, the eclectic one, the pop culture pope, and as of right now, the best YouTube comic book channel on the market. We don't care about interviewing people. I don't want to interview Eric Larson. He's a pervert. He's a weirdo. I don't want to even interview people I deeply admire. Why? Because I'm my own person, and I don't even need their opinions on their own work to tell me what was happening on the page. Because baseline is comic books are fun, entertaining, obsessive. We get that dopamine drip, but they are still comic books, and we can all move on in our lives. So we've been critical of Cartoonist Kayfabe. Yesterday's video called for calm during all of these allegations against Ed Piscor. Now titled Cartoonist Groom Fabe or Groomer Fabe. So you guys can guess, the level of some of these DMs that were leaked from Ed Piscor. And it seems like this woman, I still don't want to address her name. We have pictures of her. But apparently this is me guesstimating, okay? She leaked these DMs because she knew Ed Piscor did this with other women. See, the comic book world is a small place. The conventions are small. The connections are small. We're small. That's what she said. It's so small, when people talk, everyone hears. This woman knew Ed Piscor has approached other women the same exact manner. Now, you might say, Pete, give me the proof. Well, I don't know. The proof's in the pudding, and right now the pudding is Ed Piscor deleting the Cartoonist Kayfabe YouTube channel to later bring it back, deleting his Twitter, deleting the Cartoonist Kayfabe Facebook account, which is, a lot of people are missing. And the reason why this is important, a lot of Cartoonist Kayfabe, the foundation of their community was on that Facebook group. This leads to guiltiness. This leads to the idea of we're also deleting DMs and other things happening within the accounts of Facebook and Twitter. So now we can only hope that there's other DMs surfacing. The end of the story is far from here, because as soon as Ed Piscor resurfaces, he will have to answer for himself, because we know what we know at this point. Now, the other thing I want to address is, let me inject some of my personal anecdotes. Peter A. DeLuca here. We like to party. We do a lot of fun things. We go out all freaking day, all the bars in Philly, just having fun, right? We do this Sunday Fun Day. So throughout these years, I deal with interns, consultants, students, and kind of recruited professionals to help solve some of these complex problems we deal with on my 9-to-5 information technology job. So I deal with a healthy range of adults, and every once in a while you get these guys. You go out with them, and they're a little bit off. And you have a banger night. And, maybe a year goes by and you see that person again and they're a little bit off. And then you find out that these people who don't really socialize, they don't look you in the eye, they're not real people, okay? And some of them could be geniuses. In my case, some of them actually are. The things they can do in their brain and their gray matter make you drop your freaking jaw. They're like real life mutants. And you just find out that they spend a lot of time overseas. And Ed Piscor recently was referencing he wants to take 3 weeks off and go back to Japan. And he's saying, I'm going to go to this art show and that art show. And it just seems silly to me, because even on this channel, we've approached this concept of him going overseas a lot and not focusing on American retailers, American companies. You spend money going overseas, and a lot of you, I know a lot of you want to just play devil's advocate and act like something like that is innocent. But when you're not a social person and you're of means and you can kind of plug into a little bit of a cult or a community or just something to do in another country, there's other things that come with that, because any person in their right mind, you go to another country to see the history, to kind of like smell the air and to see what's happening. But in all, a lot, like, reasonably, you go to a country and you kind of, you say, I'm going to go back there, but it's a few years. The frequency of Ed Piscor's Japanese trips, I believe, is a part of one of these telltale signs. This is me just injecting anecdotes from my life into what I feel Ed Piscor is doing. And look, we're all living our lives in social media. I share so much, period, because I want to seem transparent, honest, truthful as possible, and also taken seriously. I do believe Ed Piscor at this point has demons, a lot of them, and they're there, and those demons have screenshots of him. It can only be as worse as we can imagine if he is literally deleting his social media and disabling comments account by account, one by one. The domino has fallen. The next one to fall is the second accuser, the third accuser, and the fourth accuser. So all of you out there that support Ed Piscor, that are cartoonist Kayfabers, and you're in my comments and you're in my threads defending this in mental gymnastic explanations, you guys are also the problem. This is something that should be universally rejected. I don't really care if it's legal within the state. Adults are adults and children are children. And when there's a big, giant gap like this, when you're 17 versus 40, Houston, we have a problem, and we have lost cabin pressure. The people who defend this, that are cartoonist Kayfabers, are the worst people I can imagine. I would love to talk to any of you live on stream and pick your brain. And hopefully, if you're making these excuses, you're not engaging in this behavior. Fame means only one thing in this world, and that's attention, and you get attention by producing good work. Ed Piscor and Jim Ragg never produced good work. Ed Piscor went viral off of the hip hop family tree. He went viral. He sustained it. Very savvy. But at the same exact time, he produces Beavis and Butthead level work. He never learned to draw. The sucker went to the Kubert School of whatever. I haven't spent a day in any drawing class. Sure, I have some still lives and sat down with people, but no one sat me down to instruct me on what to do with a blank piece of paper. My willpower has done that, and this is the path. So a lot of you that feel like you were inspired and you get inspiration off of cartoonist Kayfabe, you guys are just inspiration hustlers. You think you need inspiration. I tell people this all the time. Read other things other than comic books to gain inspiration for comics. Grow as a person. You want to get better as an illustrator? Join the gym. These concepts are alien. If they're alien to you, well, then you have a lot of footing to make up. Ed Piscor used his fame to go after people, women, that a lot of you have as daughters. Think about that. He's using comic books as a weapon. He's using his fame as a weapon. He's using the exposure he can get for certain particular women as a weapon. Now, you might be like, well, where does a lot of this go? Where does a lot of this stem from? People talk, the industry is small. We've already covered this. When Ed Piscor makes promises and they don't happen, people will talk. DMs will surface. You'll go through accounts and see what is liked, what is commented on. You'll build the tree. It's an org chart of disaster. And Ed Piscor is a part of all of it. He knows there's other people out there. He's deleting it. And these women are talking amongst themselves, which he already knows. Now, anyone out there that defends this, ask yourself, would I want my daughter? Would I want my sister? Would I want anyone that I'm close to get engaged with an individual that promises them fame and fortune and exposure in other things? You're crazy if you defend this, and I'm sorry if you do, and I fear for you. But at the end of the day, I know a lot of you like to say that I was hoping for this and I was rooting for this, and in no way have I ever rooted for this. I wanted to meet Ed Piscor and Jim Ragg on their own terms. I wanted to meet them on their own battlefield to debate them on ideas, and bad ideas at that, that they peddle through their social media. I wanted to take them off of their high horse through ideas. Not like this. None of this feels right. None of this feels truthful. This feels like a simulation because it's so surreal. But if it is as real as we all fear, then he deserves to go. I'm sorry. Peter A. DeLuca here. Guys, I apologize for the rant. But there's a lot to say, and we're going to still continue to cover this. But bear with me. We will get back to comic books very soon. Right here. Alright? Flex all day and flex all night. Let's effing go.